today. It is 8:30 in the morning, Friday, November 7th, 2025. I dropped my daughter off to school and I was going on my daily morning walk, but I was led, let's just go to Sweetwater, do a small hike, and I'm here. I have so much respect, so much love for nature. Perhaps in my past life, I lived in the wilderness because it comes so naturally easy to me. And I don't necessarily need anyone to go with me when I come out here. So I'm here, just me, squirrels, maybe a few deers. It's not that cold today. So I'm happy I took advantage of this moment. Hear the birds, cicadas. Feels pretty good. The last few days, it was just a full moon. And if you follow the moon, then you know moons are about releasing. But the last few days have been a very emotional few days because I am releasing some unseen, unaware, unconsciously habits that I've inherited that are ancestral from ancestral lineage. I am releasing a lot. And in releasing it, you have to feel it to know what you're releasing. You have to feel something. So it got ugly. It got very, very ugly. I did a release ceremony alone. However, I've done it so many times that I'm aware of what I need to release. But unfortunately, some emotions came up that evolve around my everyday living, my earthly responsibilities, and it became overwhelming. So overwhelming that I felt so alone. I just felt emotions that I have hidden, that I have felt like it's best to compartmentalize it for now. Let's put a parking lot. Let's just pause it for right now. And um, these emotions were around a lot of self worth. And to be frank, it was around magic that I have felt some people have placed upon me and my lineage. And perhaps this was well before I was even thought about. But because I am working consciously on myself and things that are unseen and anything that is in the way of me being the most best version of myself, I'm having to really pay attention to things that I had no idea could were in the way, were causing me harm. I thought it all had to do with my own desires and choices and decisions in this lifetime. And I am realizing that some of these things were curses from ancestors well beyond me. Now, um, some people have lost people at an early age, such as like my daughter and my nieces and nephew. They have lost aunties in the very early ages of their life. The first person that I knew, the first death that I knew was like my grandmother, and she died at 93. So when my brother transitioned, that was major for me because I was an adult. He was an adult. And I had so many plans and aspirations and dreams for us to connect, to experience. You know, he was a father of a 2-year-old, and it was just so much. Oh my gosh, a deer is so close to me, y'all. I hope it go. I wish I could show you guys. I don't even know how to zoom in, but it's literally right there. Maybe it's about to move. But I have this connection with animals. That's another story for another day. It's like, y'all, I'm getting chills because, oh my goodness. Okay, he left. I'm getting chills. It's a baby deer because I'm like 15 feet away. And it's like, my whole life, deers, they see you, they run the other way. Like they're so afraid of the human race because they've experienced people trying to harm them and throw things at them. All it did was just go over there just to still look at me. Maybe it's my aura, but I'll take it. It's just right there and it's still, there's two. And they're like, we usually don't have people out here this early. And she alone. But ooh, I might walk through like, I hope not, spider webs, but that's how you know you're going down a path least traveled. However, ooh, that was a big one. That one must be the parent. Y'all, if these deers follow me, all I ask is that my ancestors protect me because although I feel a connection with animals and nature, this is still new to me. So I still wouldn't know how to not get nervous. But it was like approaching. However, back to my story. So losing my brother when he transitioned, I was 30, he was 22. No, wait, I was 31. He was 22. Yes, because I was about to turn 32 that same year. So when I lost my brother, um, oh my gosh, the amount of distress, sadness, and grief, like it was like something I never experienced. Of course I did it, but it was just something that like I just didn't think I was going to survive. I didn't think I had it in me. I just thought life was just going to be sad forever. I couldn't see the joy in death and life and death. I couldn't see the beauty in it. I couldn't truly fathom. Um, oh yeah, I really was nervous about those deers. I don't know why, but they were just so close to me, and they didn't move. They were just looking at me. But with my brother transition, I felt an immense amount of pain and guilt, survivor's guilt, just pain for my niece, pain for my mother, pain for like more than I can truly explain to anyone. It just was so overwhelming, and I didn't ever think I was going to get out of it. I didn't I didn't ever think that it was just gonna get better. Like, even in the midst of bad days, I was still like mourning, like, wow, such a beautiful soul. I think I was just so stuck. I was just so stuck on what I wanted for us, what I imagined us to be, what I thought was going to happen in our life. And it was just, everything you do, I saw him. Everything I thought, I just thought of him. And it was hard. It was so hard that I couldn't take my healing journey for weakness. It made me like heal, because living with living with a sibling that had passed, especially under the circumstances in which he passed, it was so heartbreaking that it forced me to heal parts of myself I didn't even know I had to heal. Like, I am naturally a joyful, happy person. And I don't take that for granted or lightly, because I know a lot of people battle with depression and struggle with a lot of mental health, and no one chooses to struggle with mental health. It's not like something that they picked off the shelf and said, hey, I'm going to put this on my back and carry it for the rest of my life because I want to be sad. No one wants that for themselves. Sometimes people don't understand any of it, from why they experience it, what they are experiencing, what's like, where it even start originated from, where does it start from, what is the source of it, and what can they do to feel better about their situation. And so I naturally just always had a pleasant mindset, or a I have a solution based personality. And um and I understood at a very young age that happiness is a choice. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand that. And this is wisdom that I found, and I dug deep to figure out, what does it mean. And some people don't understand that happiness is a choice to wake up and say, I'm going to choose to be happy today. Like, seriously, fuck being sad. I want to be happy and laugh and be joyful. And yes, they're going to be, oh, yeah, excuse me. 1 second. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all now, get used to it, because when you're in the woods, there's hella spider webs, and we're not gonna talk too much on that because it'll creep me out eventually. But um, what was I saying? Some so it forced me to heal. It forced me to go into a space of solitude, to stop allowing other factors outside of my own self that I could not control to come into my life and make me feel, because I'm already feeling. So, in the flesh, in the act of actually grieving my brother and going through the emotions of him no longer being here, and trying to really understand, because I do come from a space of things just have to make sense. That doesn't make sense, and I need to know why. Early on, as soon as my brother passed, right after we buried him, I started seeing him everywhere. My dreams, and to talk about that, I'm probably going to make another video. But it's not, yeah, you so there's dreams that you can have where you are in a state of true sleep, and you are dreaming of someone that has passed on. That's real. That can happen. Facts. However, when I first experienced my brother, it was like I was awake. It was like I was resting, about to go to sleep. And just even the thought of it made makes me want to cry because, and I'm getting chills thinking about this because maybe he's here with me. That could be why the tears. But I know for a fact my soul had a out of body experience where I was able to physically touch him. Well, of course, not physical because I was like, it's like not conscious. I was laying down, but I wasn't in a sleep. I was resting, trying to go to sleep. And it was in the midst of me doing a lot of crying and really trying to like heal how I feel and live with this new life. And it was like he just kept coming to me. He kept coming to me. I kept jumping on him. I kept showing him mad love. And so my experience, I'm sorry to be emotional, but no, I'm not sorry. This is my experience. My experience with people that have transitioned is that they they don't talk to you. It's not words that you're gonna connect with. Whoa. Whew. What? Oh my God. Oh my God. There's an eagle right here. Oh my God. Okay. I done traveled this park so many times and never do I come across deers this early. I'm always usually farther up in the mountain. And um okay, so when I saw my brother, I was like all over him. I was just like touching on him, grabbing on him. There is no words that you're going to hear. They're not going to say, "Hey, I miss you and I'm sorry for leaving." Like, no, no, no. It's a energy. It's not. See, this talking is only for earth. It's only here. There's other entities and other realms in the universe where talking is not a thing. You're not talking. You are you are releasing an energetic force, and in that you know what this other entity that you're connecting with is trying to express to you. Like you, yeah, I'm new to this, so I'm if you're still here and listening, like you're amazing because I really want to get this out and maybe it could help someone who's on their healing journey. But what I wanted to say was with my brother, he would just like come see me. And I would just like climb on him, smiling like they don't talk. So it's like they send you a message. And if you're open enough to receive the message, you're going to get it. And the message had everything to do with my brother just letting me know all is well. And that, okay, that's not what I thought it was. And that he's good and that he loves me and that he was just smiling. It was like if I wanted to create the message, I could create the message, but I didn't have to. It was just a comfort, a reassurance that I love you, I'm here with you, and that all is well, all is good. Yes, this is me. And he was just so geeked and laughing like girl, you are crazy, calm down. Like, but I was like overly stimulated because I've never had any angelic experience like that because one, I haven't lost anyone. Two, I just I never my parents are far from religious and far from spiritual. So, well, when I was growing up as I was raised, even into adulthood. So, having them experiences is like so angelic, so different. It's like, who do you go and share this with? And how do you share it? How do you believe it if you never um how do you believe it if you have no one to share that they've had similar experience as such neither? So what do you do with that information, Gabby? And with that, I it happened again. But the very first time it happened, I'll never forget. He had on like all white, but he had on like a orange like bubble coat, and it was like a tie-dye, not tie-dye. How do you say that? Like two-tone? Like it went from like a very burnt, not burnt, but like a very vibrant orange, and then to the most lightest orange can be at the bottom. But he didn't have a pore in sight, like not a bump, not a. It just looked. He just looked so pure and clean, and just super angelic and soft and well taken care of. Like, again, if this is my imagination, I'm still down for it because that means that the way I thought of him was just the most beautiful specimen ever. Like, he was the most beautiful version of him, well, clean cut, clean shape. He just looked at like he just looked at clean and just and tailored and not a wrinkle on his clothes, just and and then the dreams kept going. But then after that first dream, I went and told my mom about it, and of course, the family was skeptical, perhaps even a little jealous. I didn't know that until years later because I kept having dreams like that. I kept having experiences like that. So I didn't know until years later that that was jealousy that was being placed upon me. But my mom came and she was like, you know, Gabby, I finally saw Jay, and she had a similar dream. It was almost like she was repeating what I said to her, but in her own words, in her own way. So that's when I guess everyone was like, okay, wow, you can connect with him. And perhaps that made them, oh, it's getting warm, truly feel away. So, with that being said, he, it happened again. I'm sorry to make this drag, but I hope that you have nothing but time when you're listening to this because it happened again. Different outfit, still clean. This time I turn around. It's like I'm in my dream and I turn around. He's sitting there at the table and I'm just climbing all over. I'm just climbing all over him. Just so ecstatic, so happy to just be having this experience. It just felt so real. It just felt so real. And I felt blessed to be able to experience it. I might be going in and out of breath because now I'm going up. But that was my experience with communicating with someone that transitioned, how my brother came to me. And like I said, the first initiation of it, the first experience of it, I felt awake. I felt like my body, like my soul came out of my body and connected with him and touched him and loved him. And from that day forward, I was like, I want to feel like that every day. I want to feel that immense joy every day. I want to be happy like that all the time. I still have some earthly things to heal, paranoia, but catching my breath, I want that all the time. So I would pray to him. Now, again, my family isn't religious. There was never a conversation about talking to your ancestors, praying to your ancestors, connecting with them, connecting with the divine, truly even talking to spirit. It was just, if you heard anything about Jesus, it was because someone else said it. It was just pray about it. But pray, how do you pray? Who do you pray to? What does that prayer sound like? Because my parents never truly set us down and said, taught us how to pray. Hell, we didn't even attend any type of church together as a family. It was kids went and kids got picked up. My daddy was a provider, so he was always working or always had, or just disconnected for whatever reason, detached. But my, so when that happened, when I connected with my brother, I felt me shift. I felt a shift in my body. Like life is supposed to be easy. Life is supposed to be vibrant. Death isn't supposed to hurt. We literally live to die. Like anything that is living has to die. That is the goal. The goal isn't just to just have a successful, beautiful, healthy, fruitful, bountiful life on earth, but to remember that this is a school and you came here to learn. And so what is the reason that I'm here for? Why am I here? What am I here to learn? What am I here to remember? There's a remembrance that we're supposed to remember because most of us, if not all of us, have lived several lives. And some of us, if not all of us, have came to earth several times. And there's a mission and a purpose. And you're supposed to do something. And everyone's wisdom isn't tangible. You know, everyone isn't here to actually create something in the physical form. Perhaps you are supposed to connect with certain people and be a teacher to them, push them to a certain level of elevation. You know, some people mission and purpose is to come here and enjoy the fruit of life, the joys. um some people can literally live their life as an addict in the most happiest form, and as a productive addict, go to work, feel successful and not feel called to change. Some of us never experienced the call to change or to grow or to evolve. And there's frankly, it's nothing wrong with that mindset. It's nothing wrong with, you know, if you are one to not change. It doesn't become a problem because I know there's a lot of people out here like, oh my gosh, why can't we just stop talking about changing and stop talking about growing and just enjoy life and just be present and just be grateful for what we have? It's nothing wrong with that mindset. However, if that mindset stops a person from evolving and truly elevating to a level of consciousness, awareness, oh, to a level of awareness, then it becomes a problem. If this soul I am in is telling me, hey, before you go and do anything in the world, make sure you take time and calm your mind and meditate. Level out your consciousness. And I consciously ignore. And instead, I continue to pour me a glass of wine and go on about my day. I can't be mad if life just keeps hitting me because I am choosing to ignore it. If you don't have that type of consciousness and nothing ever tells you, and you never receive any type of downloads that you should do or be, or you should be somewhere, then live that life, baby girl, baby boy. No one's judging you, but you can't be mad at other people for wanting to change. That is when you are not in alignment because you're forcing someone to accept your fate. That's not their fate. So, in the midst of us, why we all just can't heal and why we all can just not change and just be ourselves, that means accepting people that want to change to be themselves, accepting us people that want to grow and evolve to be us. You have to allow us to be. And when you see us, you don't feel any ill intent or any ill emotions about our choices. And you allow us to be who we want to be, do what we want to do, and move on according to the beat of our own drum and not be judged. And when you see us, you still speak to us, you still send us love, not you send us evil eye or who does she think she is? Because who I think I am is the very essence of the person you think I am. You think I'm better than you? Is that why you're saying that? Because if I'm triggering something in you, then we know what that means. That means that you inevitably are not listening to yourself, your divine self, your higher self, that you are avoiding something your damn self. If you come across someone and they are insinuating that you think you better, if you're triggering them, if you are a person that is being triggered, ask yourself, why am I being triggered? Why, when I see this person and they're having these certain topics, conversations on these certain topics, why does it make me feel yucky, ill? Perhaps if you get in line, be aligned, you'll find your place and you'll understand that we're all teachers. Just like that guy who cheats on you, or that friend who always stands you up, or that dad who constantly lies to you and says he's going to do this for you, or man, whoever. Those are teachers. They're reminding you to choose yourself. They're reminding you whew, to be careful where you put your faith, your trust, to ask more questions, to consult with them about, to figure out what it is that you're doing, and to just not go with the flow or move to the beat of their drum. What about yours? What about your light? Why aren't you shining it? So, but so after my brother triggered a lot of awakening within me, and don't get me wrong, before my brother passed, there was things that my parents already saw in me that was shifting. My mom used to make these remarks, say, I could see now. In a few years, ain't nobody gonna be able to recognize you. Those were signs that I was not who I was supposed to be at, that I was shifting, that I was going to change. And I did. And it feels good. And I'm no longer afraid of death. No, I understand that as long as I am walking in my mission and purpose and I am in alignment with finding out what that is, I'm doing my best. I understand that sometimes spirit may call you to come home and or call you on another assignment. And it's nothing no one around you could do but accept that. And we can all just move accordingly. So, um, in addition to that, in 2024, random, very, very random day, I'm going to share what those days look like. But it was a very random day. My mom called me and said, "Hey, did you hear from your sister?" I was like, "No." She was like, Yeah, she says she's going to the hospital because she's having trouble breathing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, why she didn't call me? That pissed my mom off because I said why she didn't call me. That pissed her off. My mom took it personal, but not knowing that, frankly, I'm everyone's emergency contact. And they will tell you why, because I can make very responsible decisions, and I am to be trusted. So I sent my sister a text. Of course, it had to be some reason that she didn't call me, and I didn't want to panic, or I didn't want her to panic. And me and her have this bond. It's a bond that um it's just a bond that is beyond sisterhood. It's a friendship. We have a certain level of respect for one another, and we understand life, and we understand who we are to each other. Wow. Look at the deers. They see me. I was just up there. I'm going back down. But immediately. She didn't even respond back to my text. She picked up the phone and called me, which I am thrilled because it wasn't a texting moment. It was, I'm so glad, I'm so grateful for that moment because I was the last person she was able to like truly communicate with and express, have a conscious conversation with, to be like completely aware. I was the last person she spoke with. And although she said some things to me and it was only for me to know, when we got off the phone, she said, I love you. And I said, I love you so much. And I'm going to come down there as soon as I get Cam. It was a school day. I had to go get Cam. And so, in doing so, I do my normal routine. And then I go get my daughter. And then on my way to her, my mom's calling me and my sister calling me, like, oh my gosh, Gabby, you need to get to the hospital right now. Like, my sister had what they call quote unquote coded. And I am full blown disbelief because one, I have extreme PTSD about getting phone calls with the most traumatic information. When my brother passed, my mama called me with just tears, crying, hollering, screaming, and can't even get it out, to the point she got it out. And it's like, I don't even want nobody to call me. Like, I don't want people to call. Like, I really keep my phone on silent because I don't want to talk, because I'm scared you're going to say something that's going to make my nervous system so uncomfortable. And it's like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have experienced getting confirmation of death in that way. So at this point, my sister is not deceased, but she coded, and they had to like revive her. And I'm running to the hospital, like, I'm on my way. I'm in traffic, everything, like, and I feel like, everything happens for a reason. There's more things I have found out, why things happen the way they happen, which me taking my time, well, I wasn't taking my time, but which me taking the routes that I took to get to her, because there were family members that just felt the need to create their own story in which how me and my sister experienced our last times. Remember, I was the last person she had a conversation with. I was on the phone with her in a mix of her calling, telling me like, hey, my chest is hurting so bad. She's calling whomever nurse, and to get them to come in there, the very essence. And when they in there, that's when everything happens, as soon as we get off the phone. So I'm so grateful that I was able to tell her I loved her, and she was able to tell me she loved me. She was very conscious enough to express that to me, and to express some other things that she felt like I needed to know, which it didn't help in the end. um she was just letting me know what she was at. But um within the next day, my sister did transition. And long story short, I didn't leave her side. I asked every question. I asked about every medication. I asked I mean, literally, I was the one that was by her side. I didn't leave her side. I was very stingy with her. And I'm pretty sure people were disliking me for that in that moment. But people say they love hard until it's their time to show up and to truly be the person to show love. I didn't leave my sister's side, not for one moment. Yes, to use the restroom, I came back. I came back. I stayed. I stayed as long, as much, as often. I asked every question. I held my sister, rubbed my sister, hugged my sister, prayed over my sister, loved on her body, reminded her how much I love her, reminded how much I needed her to just be here. And in the end, she was still called home. And it may have been her choice. It may have been just time, inevitably time for her to go. But that leaving my sister transitioning, now I have two siblings that are gone. Two of the people that played a very important and pivotal role in my life. For one, my sister taught me how to tie my shoe, spell my name, write my name, count, say my ABCs. She was a big sister. And I didn't give her enough flowers. I did, but I didn't. She had a relationship with my daughter, one that I thought was very much different and unique. She loved my daughter like that was hers, like she was hers. I could call my sister, because as a single mom, we go through things and we experience things, and especially in when you're trying to establish stability in your life. I could just have a conversation with her and just say, hey, I need to get this for Cam. I need to do this. And I'm not talking to her with my hand out. This is my sister. I can tell her that shit stinks right now. And she is not like, oh man, we're going to figure it out. No, she is just like me, solution based. Stop what I'm doing here. Come get this here. I just sent this to you. Did you get it? And she had this huge, immense heart because even when I would tell her I'm gonna pay her back, I would pay her back. She would send it back to me, or she would be like, "No, I only told you keep. I told you just pay me back half." And I'm like, "Why do you do this? Like, I need to give it back in case I ever need it again." No, I just won't have back, or don't want anything at all. Just the most huge selfish person I know with the biggest heart. And maybe that was something she was supposed to learn when it came to boundaries and not being so giving. But to my defense, our relationship it played perfectly. Like I am so grateful to have experienced such sister like that. I would still connect with my sister in another lifetime. I feel like we are connected. I know that her situation. Oh, I have so much, so much, so much, so much, so much, so much to say because she shared something with me prior to her death, to her transitioning, and it was almost like she knew. It was almost like she knew. But again, when you lose people, it's up to you to choose how you want to heal, and I feel like that is to be respected. Everyone grieves differently. I turned my grieving into true remembrance and true healing. I said, okay, this is what I am experiencing, but guess what? I'm going to do better. I want to make sure that I am answering the call. When spirit calls me and say, hey, I need you here. I need you to do this. I need you to show Cambry this. I need you to experience this with this person. I want to answer the call because when it's time for me to go, I don't want to have any regrets. I want to fully transition into the next level of me. I want my higher self to be proud of me. And people don't are not aware that with like your body is living inside your higher self. Your higher self is standing on the outside of your body. That's the aura. That's the energy that that wants you to be aware of for alignment, and for you to figure out your soul destiny, for you to come here and to heal physical and spiritual karma, and find out what your physical and spiritual talents are so that you can accomplish your physical and spiritual goals. And therefore you have reached your soul destiny, the true reason that you came here to experience on this in this earth school. By the way, Mother Gaia is super beautiful. Like the leaves, the sun is very, very close. So the different shades of colors on the leaves is just so magical, because one day you're green, everything is green, and then you don't leave, you stay standing is strong, and then all your leaves turn colors, and before we don't get to see you bare naked for real, because before you know it, there's new buds and you're back green. You it's just amazing. It's just beautiful. Like, it's beautiful. How can you not admire something that is so forceless? They're not forcing anything. They're not forcing anyone to be with them. They're not forcing anyone to see them. You're going to see it regardless if you want to or not. It's just a beautiful life. Life is beautiful. Earth is beautiful. Mother Gaia has, I have mad respect for her and love for her. But this video mainly was about what pushed me into this state of true healing and evolution, to evolve to a state of awareness and deep spiritual growth. Is I had to go within. I had to dig deep, go within, feel what I feel, experience what I experienced. And with knowing that, I can't take away the fact that two of my siblings transitioned, and in the mix of their transition, I was forced to really look at reality for what it is. And I'm so grateful to have chosen this side of life. I love my siblings deeply. I get a chance. I tell them this every day. It's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't say their name. I don't have a conversation with them. And I don't thank the Most High. I don't thank my ancestors and my spirit team for helping me on this journey and facilitating this magical growth and transformation, because this is, again, the beginning of a new transformation. Again, another beginning video. Peace and love to everyone who's watched this video thus far. And I pray something super magical, super amazing, something beyond your own understanding happens for you, falls in alignment, and it warms your heart, and it's just bringing you to true peace and joy in your life. I love you. I love myself. I love my life. I love everything about this experience, and I am happy to be able to share it with you. And I wish you all peace and light on your journey. Love you. Bye.